John Brown, Rose, and the Midnight Cat. Rose's husband died a long time ago. Now she lived with her dog. His name was John Brown. John Brown loved Rose, and he looked after her in every way he could. In summer, he sat under the pear tree with her. In winter, he watched as she dozed by the fire. All year round, he kept her company. "We are all right, John Brown," said Rose. "Just the two of us, you and me." One night, Rose looked out of the window and saw something move in the garden. "What's that in the garden, John Brown?" she said. John Brown would not look. "Out there," said Rose. "I think it's a cat." "I don't see any cat," said John Brown. "I'm sure it's a cat. Go and give it some milk." "There's nobody there," said John Brown. But that night, when Rose was safe in bed, John Brown went outside. He drew a line around the house and told the Midnight Cat to stay away. "We don't need you, cat," he said. "We are all right, Rose and I." The next night, Rose saw the Midnight Cat as he slipped through the shadow of the pear tree. "Look, there he is, John Brown," she said. "Don't you see him now?" But John Brown shut his eyes. Rose sighed and packed up her knitting. Then she wound up the clock and took the milk bottles out. John Brown followed her. "I'm sure there's no cat," he said. But Rose saw the Midnight Cat often after that. Every night, when John Brown was not looking, she put out a bowl of milk. And every night, when Rose was not looking, John Brown tipped it out again. "You don't need a cat," he said. "You've got me." One night, the Midnight Cat jumped up at the window and rubbed his back against the glass. His eyes were like lamps, and his fur shone against the ragged sky. "Look, John Brown," said Rose. "Isn't he beautiful? Get up and let him in." "No," said John Brown, and pulled the curtain shut. "No, I won't let him in." Next morning, Rose did not get up. John Brown waited in the kitchen for his breakfast, and nothing happened. He went to see what was wrong. "I'm sick," said Rose. "I'm staying in bed." "All day?" said John Brown. all day and forever," said Rose. John Brown thought. He thought all through lunchtime, and when supper time came, he was still thinking. An hour past supper time, he went back to Rose and woke her gently. "Will the midnight cat make you better?" he asked. "Oh, yes," said Rose. "That's just what I want." John Brown went out to the kitchen and opened the door, and the midnight cat came in. Then Rose got up and sat by the fire for a while, and the midnight cat sat on the arm of the chair